How did you get into content creation?
So I started my TikTok page because first I needed to document my journey.
Mhm.
And that's what my TikTok page was for. It was strictly so that I can go back and be like, huh, last year this didn't work well because of X, Y, and Z. That's why I initially started my page. And as I got comfortable with filming and doing different videos and learning how to work the app, I went viral and on Thanksgiving Day last year. And when I say I was terrified, like I was so scared. That
Yeah.
scared me, and I did not know what to do. So I stopped posting like for like 2 weeks. I'm like, there are too many people watching this page. I don't care about this stuff. I'm just doing it for myself. So
Yeah.
that's so that's kind of how I got into content creation. And over time I made so many friends on TikTok. And we help each other out. We give feedback and advice. And it kind of just grew into this whole big thing, this wonderful community.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's funny that you say that because it what I'm learning is that it can just kind of happen that quick. And
Yes.
and I've had moments like that too where a video like I'll post a video and it'd be like, hold on. Wait, what?
Right.
What? Like it's too many people looking like it's a very popular meme of NBA Youngboy, and he's like on live and he sees how many people are in the live and he's just like, oh no, and shuts it off. How it feels. It's just like,
It does.
oh no, I know this was what I was asking for, but it's here and oh no, like oh no, no. And I would do that. It was just like literally I'll stop posting. It's just like terrified. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but it's a process. It's a process, and then it's just like you'd be like, okay, that wasn't that bad, and then you go back.
Yes.
Like I don't know, like do you feel like you just genuinely enjoy making content at this point? Because it doesn't even sound like it's for the views. It's just because you wanted to do it.
Um, I definitely don't do it for the views and the likes. I just genuinely love sharing my passion of self-sufficiency, homesteading, and gardening. I just love doing this, and sharing it with the world. Um, my family, especially my grandma, she really enjoys watching my YouTube videos. So I know if no one else in the world watches my videos, my grandma looks forward to them. And
Yeah,
so, she can't come out here and see my garden in person. So that's how she gets to see all the stuff that's going on.
yeah, yeah. I love that. I love,
Yeah.
I love that. That's how my like uncles were. Like, of course, like my parents watch the videos and stuff like that
Uh-huh.
too. I also had like my uncle. I remember one of my uncles in particular. He would always like in the beginning. I got two uncles that do this, but like in the beginning, it's just like they'd be like, "We see you, don't stop," and I'd be like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's social media is definitely interesting. They have a way of promoting educate no entertainment over education.
Absolutely.
And that's something I kind of keep forefront to where, the truth will always be suppressed. The
Abs-
media and the
yeah,
narrative of the media is controlled by people beyond me. And that's okay because
yeah,
somebody is going to get this message and someone's going to listen and they're going to be like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do.
yeah.
I like that idea. That's really solid advice. And that's enough, even though I'm just posting for myself to, monitor my own journey. But that one person that I might inspire to grow food, that's great. I love that. I love that for them. And I'm gonna cheer them on. I'm gonna pick them up when they don't feel like gardening or doing anything. I am that internet bestie. So
That's real. We need a lot more of those. We need a lot more of those in the world because that's
oh
very
yeah.
that's very true. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing, and I mean that's why I do this podcast. A big reason of why I do this podcast because, like you said, it's the things that gets pushed in media. we already know what it is because we see plenty of it over
Yeah.
and over and over again. And it's just like, when are we going to see people that are diving a little deeper? And it
Yeah.
happens. It happens. It's out there. People are doing it, but you got to go looking for it almost.
You do. And not only that, you have to also find and follow people that have the same goals and aspirations as you. You
Mhm,
know, I tend to learn best from people that look like me.
mhm,
And you know, and this is not a black and white thing. It's just, you know, I don't always have the privilege and access to certain things that my counterparts might have.
yeah,
So when I'm watching content from them, I can only grasp so much information from them because that might not be something that's accessible to me. And that's also important when, you know, you're on social media, who you follow, you know, what you're listening to. Is this, you know, good information? Is this something that's relevant to me and accessible to me?
yes, 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 like, yes. And like, this is kind of like why I keep doing it too, because it's just like we need more people that look like us, that can
Yes.
relate to us, talking about what it is that we're doing so we can
Hmm.
continue to relate to those people, because there are a lot of people where they want the information, but it's not connecting
Yes.
because they don't speak the language.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And I want people to know that is totally normal. It's normal to not understand information from people that doesn't look like you. You know, we all have different learning styles. You know, and people African Americans, we learn based off of rhythm. You know, we learn musically. We learned you know, with our hands, tactile, you know, demonstrating, and doing. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, it's not easy for us to open up a book, read a chapter, and comprehend everything that happened in that chapter. And that's normal, you know, with African Americans.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not our typical learning style.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah, it's totally okay. And I feel like a lot of people get intimidated and they instantly say, "Well, I can't do that because I don't have X, Y, and Z." There are 1,000 ways to do one thing. There's 1,000 different ways to garden. There's 1,000 different ways to be self-sufficient. You don't need an acre of land to start growing your own food, and don't let anyone tell you that.
Yeah.
You just don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that relates to any and all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? In the big
Mhm.
things, it relates to any and all areas of life, because, who's to say to anybody listening that your way isn't the way? Nobody can tell you that, because no one knows. No one knows
Exactly.
who you are, what you're meant to do, why it's right or why it's wrong. You know? Like, nobody
Yeah.
can tell you that. So just, don't limit yourself in what it is that you can do. Like, you got that razzle dazzle for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, you just do. You just have that razzle dazzle for a reason. Like, I had a comment before, and my dad laughs at me as to how I respond to my comments, because it's just one, we're from St. Louis, and it's just like people make fun of you as a pastime. So it's not like
Mhm.
easily get offended by some things. And someone was just like, "Oh, you sound ghetto, so I'm not gonna listen to you." And it's just like, sure.
Okay.
But I know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I know I'm fairly intelligent. So that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't bother me. And also at the same time, if you're going to judge me based off of how I sound, the content must not be meant for you. And two, like, the person that it's meant for is going to connect based off of how I address it. I don't have to
Yeah.
change who I am in order to appease a certain thing, because if you understand that who you are is good enough, that's enough.
Exactly. And something else to remember, everyone is not for you. Everyone is not for your content. Everyone is not cheering you on. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine because I do get those comments every now and then. And I used to delete them because I just don't want that energy, surrounding my content. But what I've been doing lately is just responding, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hit them with the okay. Like, as long as they don't get too disrespectful, hey,
Yeah.
it's fine. Because I also used to redo my TikToks 1,000 times because I didn't like the way I sound, or I sounded too ghetto, or I didn't pronounce this right. And I'm very you know, particular about that. But I stopped. I'm like, people who are for me are going to come to me. My audience is going to come to me, and my audience is not everybody. My content is not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's simply for millennials who are looking for a way out, who want to be more self sufficient, who don't want to depend on the doctors for medicine, who don't want to depend on the grocery stores for food, who want to live a more eco friendly and sustainable lifestyle, to have more freedom to do what they want with their time.
Yeah. Do you, and
Yeah,
let your people come to you.
exactly. Exactly.
Like, because they will come. That
They
your people
will.
come. You see it all the time. Like, you see it. I think Tyler the Creator is the perfect example. How
Mhm.
many people thought that that man was weird back in 2017 when he came out and there was a cockroach crawling on his face? Like, but people liked him. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
people like them. And then, you know what I'm saying? And people gravitated towards that. And then come to find out years later, after he's grown and matured and developed his music style, it's just like he's one of the most acclaimed artists in the world.
Yeah.
Just do you and be authentic and let your
Yeah.
people see you. They will see you.
Yes, there are so many fake people online who actually is themselves. And those are the people I connect with the most. The people, who aren't doing it for the views, the likes, and the aesthetics. And that's something that drives me crazy is garden aesthetics because baby,
Yeah.
nobody's garden looks like that 247. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And people, my audience, they love my setup. They love my garden. And I'm all like, I show it all. Hey, it's a big old dumpster right in the middle of here. I got a pile of compost right there. Tomato leaves are all over the place. The storm that knocked my corn over. And guess what? I'm still gonna do my garden tour on time. Y'all gonna see it all. This is just what it is.
I've
Because my
seen
garden is not
I've
perfect.
seen videos. Yeah.
you know, we
Yeah.
definitely need more authentic people online, and they will come. They will come.
Yeah, yeah, they're out there. They're out there. It's just a matter of finding the tribe that attracts you for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.